Hello. Hi, welcome to our channel. I was gonna do something high production, lights, cameras, action, but no, that's not how we're gonna do it here at Amelia's. We are gonna do this raw, organic. We're a small business. It's my small business here in Nashville. I've got a small team of 10 people. My little operation here in Nashville. And that's what you're gonna get on this channel. Just some real flower slinging good content. But yeah, I'm Mattie. For those of you who don't know me, I own Amelia's Flowers, also known as Amelia's Flower Truck. It's a cute little truck that has flowers in it. That's the simplest way I've ever described my business. So there we are. This is what we're doing. Thought it would be a great opportunity to show you guys a really simple floral arrangement. I'm about to go into the shop to pick out the flowers. While you're here, subscribe. There's not going to be a button. Follow us. We're going to do floral tutorials. We're going to do interviews. We're going to do Q&As. You're going to see what it's like to run a small business, and also be the first to know about some really exciting things that I can't wait to show you. So come along, enjoy. Got the flowers. Now we're gonna go home and arrange them. Hello. I went with a pink, like folly one, and I'm really excited. These are the vases that I'm using. A large one and a small one. The small one's gonna go on my coffee table. This one is gonna go right here in my dining room table. I have whiskers. And then I have some like really pretty like fashion stylized shears. If you're going for like an aesthetic, these are good. So first thing we're gonna do is we are gonna unwrap our bouquet that we just got from the flower shop. Hopefully my flower shop, but if you're not in Nashville, obviously support local if you can. I'm gonna start with a big one. I'm basically gonna put whatever we have left in the small one. I like to just kind of separate everything, lay out what we've got here. All florists and floral designers are gonna have different styles of doing things. This is how I like to do it. I started this business with no experience in floral design. Like the first day I opened my flower truck, literally had no idea what I was doing. In 5 years now, almost. I kind of know what I'm doing. But I do think that because I started with little to no experience, it kind of gives me an edge of being able to teach someone who also has little to no experience, because I was in your shoes. I learned by experience, not necessarily like a formal teaching. It was more of like, hey, these are the basics, do your thing, and that's what I did. Let's get started. We'll start with something different every time, but a lot of people will tell you to start with your greenery, to start like building a shape. I take off the leaves that are close to the bottom. You don't want them touching the water, or the water will get really dirty really fast. So this one's actually a really good height already, because I want it to be like kind of a bigger piece to kind of fill an empty space that I have over here. Like this wall just has a lamp on it and nothing else, so I want the flower arrangement to really be the piece that speaks to everybody. All right, and then we're gonna go with the filler. Can you see me? I'll probably stand up here in a second, honestly, to get a better view. Filler is what you'll start with next. Sometimes I start with my filler, kind of just depends on how I'm feeling, what kind of arrangement I wanna make. Then you just kind of start placing, and you wanna follow the shape. That's a little small, so I use that for my other one. I like to have different heights to kind of make the arrangement a little more interesting. And also, I never use floral tape. I don't use frogs. I don't do tutorials a lot. This is so funny, y'all. Bear with me, this is my first one. When I'm not getting feedback from people, I feel awkward. Okay, so now I'm adding, I guess you could consider these fillers as well, but they're little spray carnation. And so now I'm adding those in. And honestly, I kind of like the height of this. Yes. All your flowers, you're gonna take off any leaves. Take off any that are down lower because you're not gonna see them anyway, so you take those off. You can use those in your smaller vase if you want. And sometimes I'll set it next to it to see kind of what the height is, figure it out, and then you can kind of know where to cut it if you want to cut it. But basically, I start making a grid with the flowers. I start like letting the flowers kind of build off of each other, and then you kind of use them to secure the placement of other ones. So now I'm just kind of filling the empty spaces. A lot of it is, I would say, intuition, but okay, now we're gonna start doing accent flowers. This is called stock. So this is me taking off these that maybe don't look as good. Oh my gosh, this is so funny. Okay, sorry, I need to look at it now. Okay. I love this fern because it kind of creates like a really pretty backdrop. So this is going to be like up against the wall, so I'm really focusing on one side of it. If you're putting it in the middle of a table where you're going to see it from all angles, you're going to want to make sure that the whole arrangement is finished, symmetrical, that each side looks the same. But for me, I am just focusing on one side because only one side's really going to be seen. So that's something to keep in mind. So what I just did was I added the statement flowers last, after kind of filling in the space, and then you add in the statement flowers. And so at first glance, I don't like this hole that's right here. So I'm gonna add some of these carnations. Perfect, now there's not a little hole. And sometimes if you want it to be a little more like bump, you can kind of like pick it up a little bit and do that. Yeah, I think it looks good. How am I doing, you guys? Are you learning anything? So we have all these scrappy scraps. So like I said, take off the leaves that, perfect, okay. And with limonium, so this is limonium, if I didn't say that before. Okay. It's actually a different type of melonium. For smaller ones, especially in bud vases, you can kind of just start like throwing them in there, and then as you go, you can adjust and move things around to see what shape kind of organically happens. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, see, like I didn't even try that, but it worked. And so this one actually is going to be seen from all angles, so we're going to try to make sure that from any vantage point, it's gonna look good. So we have these little pom-poms that I took off of the bigger ones that we're gonna add in. It's definitely, this is a teachable skill. Like I'm just throwing stuff in here like willy-nilly, just seeing how it looks. Anyone can create a beautiful arrangement, and I started this business with the hope that I would be able to, one, create a space where people feel comfortable coming in and making their own arrangement. I would go into flower shops and feel so intimidated. It's very much a distinction between front of house and back of house, and I wanted to be able to pick out exactly the flowers that I wanted. Just go in and feel comfortable and not intimidated because I don't have formal floral design experience. So anyway, that's kind of where a lot of my concept came from, was just like empowering everyone, men, women, children, everyone, to be able to create their own really beautiful arrangements, because it is so therapeutic and such a delight to be able to play with flowers. Alright, so we've made a mess, which means we have officially finished our arrangements. And just to like put into some perspective for you, this bouquet was probably around $40, and I was able to make a small and a large arrangement. Is it cute? Do you like it? Y'all, this is gonna be hilarious. Subscribe if you learned anything at all. Alright, I hope you learned something. This was definitely my first time doing this kind of tutorial format, so be gracious. If you learned something, that's so great. If you didn't, maybe we'll see you around, but they'll keep getting better, I promise. And if they don't, you can let me know in the comments below. Anyway, have a great day. Enjoy fall. I know I am. And we'll see you soon. Bye.